Hi guys! Okay, so it's like been a while since I have put my face on camera. But I wanted to come on because I have started this new journey in my life. Well, it's not really new. Okay. So back in 2020, I started working on a novel, and I wrote like the first, like I would call it the zero draft, if you're familiar with what a zero draft is, which is basically like a sort of structural outline of what I wanted to write about, but like more in depth than an outline. Like I just basically wrote like a first draft, but not with all of the juicy stuff. Wrote some scenes, wrote like some character development, that kind of stuff, and kind of like the order of things I wanted to go in, and just kind of like told the story in that sort of aspect. Then COVID happened and a lot of life things happened, and I did not pick up this manuscript again until 2023, when I was stuck in the US for a month waiting for my visa application to come through for the UK. And I spent a couple of weeks in a cabin in Blue Ridge, and I cranked out the first 50,000 words of this draft over these 2 weeks. I distinctly like remember this period of my life because well, obviously I was waiting for my visa. I was in Blue Ridge, which is a place I'm not really like, I don't have a deep connection there, but I had to be near Atlanta. It was also when the Taylor Swift Tortured Poets Department came out. I can remember being in Blue Ridge in this little cabin, like for the midnight drop, like listening to it over and over again. Yeah. And so I started that, and I have now finished that manuscript, and I have started querying it. So it's gone through many, many different stages. The first, like the version that I wrote in 2020 is nothing like the version that I have now that I am putting out on Query. So I've sent out 30 queries, which is not a lot, I would say. I don't think 30 is a lot. I have other author friends who have sent out, hundreds. But I wanted to send out 30 just to get a tester, sort of like almost like a batch, sort of like a first batch, just to see like the responses. And it's been interesting. Everybody says, the queries, query trenches are, one of the toughest places you'll ever be. I am very used to rejection. I grew up in theater. I've been rejected a lot. It's something that I have come to accept in my old age of 31. So yeah, there's been a lot of rejections. There have been some really good rejections. So like personalized rejections, with some feedback, which is also amazing. I have had one request for a full submission, and this agent also wanted to see my other story that I have started, which I have about 50,000 words done. That's also like in its zero draft phase. I'm going to actually start working on that some more.